let's have a look then. Are you concentrating, lady and gent? Okay, let's go through some answers. Some you'll be okay with anyway, some you won't. So, non-calculated section. Alright, so there's options for these, however you want to do it. I'll do it the way I would have done. So I'm remembering a couple of things. It's kind of funny. 1, 1, and then this was
Root 2.
Root 2. Come on, computer.
Yeah,
Going slow.
I just wrote that down.
And then I've got the other one, which is 1, 2, root 3. So I'm kind of using those. All right. So that's what I said. Try and memorize them rather than the numbers. So this one then, I know it's 45. That's 4. So goes with that 1. So it's 4 times bigger. So W will be 4 and Y will be 4 times root 2. Simple as that.
Wait, W is 4.
W is 4, Y is 4 root 2. Okay. This one, so we've got 60 degrees, so that's this one. So then this would relate to the 1, this would relate to the root 3, and this would relate to the 2. So 2 times 5 makes the 10, so 1 times 5 is 5. This then would be root 3 times 5 is 5 root 3. Okay. This one, this is, although it might not look it, this is an isosceles triangle, which means it's 45, 45.
And I got confused on that one until I realized they had the lines.
So these are the same length. So what we need to do is figure out what has happened. So this should be root 2, 1 and 1. But we've seen this is 6 root 2, so it's just times 6. So actually these are 6 and 6. Most people, I think everyone got that. It was easy enough.
Yes, I got W on the next one, but I couldn't get Y.
So the next one again, we're splitting the triangle. So why is this going funny? So that's 60. So normally it would be 1, 2, root 3. Okay, we haven't got enough information, so we take the other one, and that is 30. So in 30, this would be 1, 2, root 3 like that. Okay, we are told that this is actually 8. So what's the multiplier? 4. So that means this will be 4. Okay. So now we've got 4 here. So it was root 3. So how do I get from root 3 to 4?
That's what I tried.
So I write down and I say, well, root 3 times something equals 4. So the k is 4 divided by root 3. So everything's multiplied by 4 root 3. So this y then will be 1 times 4 root 3, 4 divided by root 3, or just 4 divided by root 3.
Oh, I got it the wrong.
So 4 divided by root 3. Okay? Yeah? Makes sense? Is one way to do it, of course. That's using the similar triangle method. Calculate the perimeter of the square. So that was the information given. It's a square. Okay, so again, a square cut in half means that this is the 45, 45. So this has all been multiplied by 18, because we're basing it on the 1, 1, root 2 triangle. So that's 18 times bigger. So this is 18, 18, 18, 18. The perimeter is 4 lots of 18 is 72. Okay, calculate the... Calculate the area of the following triangle. Okay, area of a triangle, and you had a formula booklet, which is why I didn't worry about giving this one to you. Half base times height. So we just have to work it out. Again, this is another 45, same idea, but everything's been multiplied by 8. So this is 8 and 8. So we've got a half times 8 times 8. So the answer is 32. 32. We haven't got any units, so it would be square units, but we'll just 32 will do. This one, calculate missing values for W and Y, same as the other ones before actually. So break it into the two triangles again.
Yeah.
So we've got one triangle that is the 30 triangle, the Y, okay, and we've got another triangle that is the 6. Now what information do we have? Well, the fact that this is right angle, this is 30, means this one up here must be 60. So now I've got the 60 triangle, so that would be 1, root 3 and 2, but I've got 6, so everything was multiplied by 3. So it's 3 there, so W is 3, okay? This was root 3, so it's 3 times root 3. So that's what we've got there, so 3 root 3. So if I put that on this triangle, 3 root 3. Now I've got the 30 degrees, so that would have been 1 root 3 and 2. So what have I multiplied by? So from 1 to 3 root 3, so I've multiplied by 3 root 3. So I've got to multiply root 3 for y by 3 root 3. So we do 3 root 3 times root 3. So from your laws of surds, that is 3 times 3, which makes 9.
I think I did that differently.
I have no idea how I got that.
I think I got.
Same.
There's probably other ways.
Yeah.
I did that exact thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Oh wait.
Yeah, Greg?
I think what I did, I figured out. Well, I got the 3 root 3 for which side? That one, and then I got W is 3, and then I did the big triangle because
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and then I subtracted.
You could do that way as well, yeah. Yep, it's another way. Okay, so there are going to be multiple ways, which is great if you're realizing that, because then we're not stuck to one way of solving problems. This one caused issues.
Yeah, I thought it was like.
So the bearing of
A
A from P, well, that's just
60.
60 degrees.
That's why I was second guessing myself because I'm like, it's literally right there.
It was the underside of it.
So it's A from P. So if you think about it, if we say we're at P, so it's from P to A. So it's that direction. So we start at north, we turn to face A, and we go to A, and we go through 60 degrees. Okay? The next part was B from P. So that means we're going to B from P. So I want to get to B. Don't actually need my north, but I've put it in. So I'm at P, all right, and I have to go all the way around to get to B, okay? So that's what I'm doing. So actually the angle that I've turned through is this, 60, and whatever that is.
Yeah.
So that is 360 minus the 200.
So it's 160.
So P is that angle there is 160, but the bearing is the whole thing. So we do 160 plus 60 is 220. Yeah.
Second guess.
Or you could just,
Or you could just put a
subtract
line
the
down the
160.
middle and then, yeah, 180 of both of them and add those two together.
Yeah.
Or you could just.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's another way to do it. But you had to know it was this whole angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of ways to do it. Yeah, 360 minus the 140, but a lot of people didn't. They put down 140 as the answer. Yeah.
Oh, because maybe they thought it was like just a close comparison.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did, but that was because I thought P from B. That's how I was thinking.
Do it the wrong way around.
Even P from B.
Okay. This was generally okay. amplitude of 1,
1,
period of
2,
360.
Oh, that's why I got it.
I don't know. That's,
Okay,
but they're gonna be a lot harder than
guys?
So that means that's 40 degrees. That's not going to be.
So these situations, some of you did lose some credit by not labelling properly. You can choose how you wanted to do these. Now what I did for this one, I had a 1 and -1, I just used those. Not necessary, well, I did like to see it, but I kind of put my construction lines in maximum, minimum, okay. I decided that I'm going to make this the 360 degrees, so that was 270, that 180, that was 90, so I'm marking cosine does, and I'm trying to make sure I'm lining it up properly, and then it crosses. So what I'm looking for again as well is nice, and my computer is obviously messed up today, but it's not actually that bad, is it? So I'm looking for some kind of curve, so the cosine curve, that's what it looks like. Starts at 1, goes down, so I'm looking for these numbers. So you lose a bit of credit if you just put 360 and didn't label these, you know, lose a little bit, potentially, all right? I tried not to be too harsh on the shapes of curves, but if it was completely off, then it's obviously off.
Mine is pretty close.
This one, so we've got an amplitude of 2 and a period of 720. Okay. Now you had a choice. So actually when I did it, I'm going to do up to 720.
Oh.
All right. We didn't have to. All right. So some people did still only to 360. It's fine. So let's say, because not many people did it, let's say it's 360 again. 180, 270, 90. I would like to see with the +1, so we've got a construction line that goes through there. The amplitude is 2, so we go up there and down to this point. But what I am expecting to see is the fact that that says 1. You can have 3 up there, -2, that's fine. All right. And then it's, if we do in 360, with my mark on the centre line. Is that right, by the way?
Pardon?
No, I think, no, you put.
I should be at -1, shouldn't
Yeah.
I? Ooh. That's right. So I should be at 3, 1, and -1, isn't it? That's better. All right, so then it's a sine, but it's negative. So sine starts here, normally goes up, okay, but it's going to go down, and we only want half a wave in 360. So my minimum, so I'm looking kind of for a nice smooth curve to do that. Now obviously if you'd have done what I originally done, you'd have had something more like, why do computers? So if you'd have done to 720, you'd have had something a bit different, wouldn't you? So I get confused myself. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, it's too.
All right, so if I'd have done up to 720, I'd have had 2 lots rather than, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But this was fine, perfectly fine, but you had to have the sign going upside down to negative, that kind of thing. Okay? All right. Calculator section. Relatively easy. Some people picking the wrong things still. Find the size of the angle marked X. So I've got the opposite, I've got the adjacent, so I'm going to do tan of x equals opposite over adjacent, 8 over 12. So x is the inverse tan of 8 over 12. Okay. What was the answer to that, ladies and gentlemen?
33.7.
33.7. Bear in mind to one decimal place.
I
Okay.
actually read it correctly.
X is a different right angle triangle. Again, this is the opposite side. I want to know YZ, so that's the hypotenuse. So I'm going to be using sine of 32 equals 5 over x. So we talked about this, so this becomes then x equals 5 divided by sine of 32. Okay? Nick?
So just to answer my own question that was in the test, when it says 3 significant figures, it includes the digits left of
Depends.
After the what?
Left of the decimal.
It makes 0, it doesn't.
If it's 0, it doesn't. Yeah. So if it's 0.00, none of them count.
But if it's like 334.4, you wouldn't even include the 4?
No.
No.
But what about 1,246?
It would be 1,230 or 1,240 then round.
Oh, so you would round up.
You'd round it, yeah. So what's the answer to this one? X equals
9.44.
9.44. Okay, someone put 9.43, which meant they were rounding incorrectly. This one chucked in a bit of Pythagorean theorem. Someone did Pythagoras theorem wrong. So I would use it to find this one here. So I do 16 squared subtract 12 squared square rooted. Okay, to find the shorter side. So that's the square root of 112. So I left it like that in my calculation. Not that it really matters, but
Oh,
it doesn't make an awful lot of difference.
I did it a different way.
I separated it into 2 triangles and then made the left one triangle 1 and then found the...
Which is what I've just done. I've done that, I found that. Using this information, I found that.
Except I used trig to do it.
Oh yeah,
How?
same. I found the angle. BAD.
BAD, you found that.
Yeah, and then I used that to find the dotted line.
Yeah.
And then.
So what's, okay, so you did trig to find the angle, and then you used the angle to find that. Okay, it's a longer
That
route.
was a longer way. I didn't think. It wasn't even in my mind.
Okay. Anyway, so now I need to find CD, so that's my x. So again, that is sine of 40 equals root 112 over x. So we've got x equals root 112 over sine 40. Okay, which the answer is 16.5 centimeters. Okay. Okay. Now the worded ones.
Oh, I love this one.
I did not get
I
it.
just, how do people feel like this all the time?
Huh.
Probably doesn't. Probably
I
has like.
tried, I
Well, it's
just...
probably not a big deal to him anyway.
Yeah, he's used to it. Anyway, so this one, obviously, to work out this angle, I say obviously, that's a bit. I need to work out this one and this one.
Yes.
Someone made the assumption that they're the same. They're obviously not the same. Okay, but we have 2 triangles, so I need to work out that angle, and that is a 2 and a 5. So we work that out by doing sine theta is 2 over 5, so that theta is the inverse sine of 2 over 5, and that works out to be, anyone tell me?
35.1. Oh, well, no, sorry, that was the final.
66.
66.4, okay. Then we do the same for this triangle, which is 1 and still 5 because it's the same ladder, okay.
It's sine?
Yeah, I used to.
I had a cosine. That's his adjacent.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, it's supposed to be cosine, not sine.
Oh, good. I didn't want to say maybe
You should do. Should do. I was thinking about the last question still. Still cosine. And this one then again, we're looking for this angle, so it's the inverse cos of 1/5, which is
78.46.
okay. And then from that point, we just do the whole thing must add up to 180. So we do 180 minus 66.4 minus 78.5, and we get an answer of 38 point. What did we say?
I got 35.
35.1.
35.1. Okay. Does that make sense now?
Yes.
Not as hard as you thought it might be? I guess the thing is the realization that the ladder hasn't changed length.
Yeah,
If you don't spot that,
it was a different ladder at first.
but it says the same ladder now rests against the opposite wall.
According to
Yeah. Next question.
So I tried to find this angle by just finding this one. Because wouldn't they be
Which one?
by finding this one? I tried to find
This one at the top,
yeah, that one.
and then you tried to use that to find
Find this one.
this one, and you reckon they'd be the same.
Yeah.
But they're not, because this line is not parallel to that line.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. This one was alright, I think, generally. Draw a little diagram. Coast guards. The in line with him just meant they're not staggered out in the water. So generally, most people are happy enough to know that they're looking out. So the angles that we are dealing with are angles of depression of 47. So that would be something like, out of that point. So that angle there would be 47.
Yeah.
What is most of this angle in the
Okay, well I've not finished. And then the next one would be an angle of 73. So there are all sorts of ways to do this. I mean, I just worked out these angles. So the big triangle was 43, and the smaller triangle was 17 degrees. Now, even if you did it the other end, you still have to get it right. So this angle down here,
Yeah, I did barely.
Yeah, one of mine was.
that would be 47. This would be,
73.
but that changes what you're using, doesn't it?
That makes sense now. No wonder I like the one that was like 118.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Because if I use the 17, I'm working with
Yes, and I got it wrong.
tan one way, and if I use the 73, I'm using tan the other way, yeah? So I'm trying to find out x, and then I'm trying to find out y. So whichever one you want to do, which set of angles do you want to use? The 43 and 17, or the 73 and 47? 73 and 47. Okay, so if I work out the x first, I've got the tangent of 73 is opposite over adjacent. So that becomes 125 over tan 17. If I used 17, it would be x divided by 125. So it's a different calculation. Okay. That works out to be 78.3. Yes, Nick?
So I think I still got the answer, but
Well, let's have a look. So tan of 47 equals 125 over the y. So y is 125 over tan 47. That gives you y equals, pardon?
160.
Oh, I just mixed them.
And also approximate that's
Y. No, it's not. I've worked out this as x. Then I've worked out this as y. And my final thing to do is to say 116.56 minus the 78.3.
Sorry,
Oh, okay. What was this?
38.2.
Okay, that makes more sense. So 38.2, so that would be 38.2. So now I'm doing 116 minus the 38.2, which gives me the 78.3 meters.
Oh, okay, never mind. That is the same answer.
Meters apart.
Did you get that? Get the idea now?
Oh.
I did
So
that.
looks like I have the right
But then
down.
Hang on,
down here,
Nick was talking.
I did all tangents, and then down here I wrote x equals 125 sine 43. And
Yeah.
that just messed me up, because then I just kept learning sine.
I noticed that you had tan for one bit and sine for the other. I was like, well, I don't know why you would do that, but obviously you lost
I
concentration.
had all
again.
the right values except I messed up which one it was because I thought it wouldn't be that big at first.
You got to keep a track of the question, haven't you? Yeah.
Also, it was so
Yeah, I was confused. This one was so easy. I was like,
Oh no, I got it wrong.
Oh.
I thought it was easy too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, luckily, guys, this was relatively easy for you again. Do it this way round. So let's just say your height. We do have to be a little bit careful with this one, don't we? So this is 3,075. The flight is, this is 21 kilometers. However, we need to put 21,000 meters to make it in the same units. Then it is, well, if we go straight down, so the angle of depression we're actually looking for is that angle there, isn't it? That's what we're looking for. So we can do a couple of ways. We can either work out this one and then do that, or we can just work out this one. So if we work out this one, again, we've got tan theta is opposite over adjacent, so 3 divided by 21,000, okay? So theta is the inverse tangent of that. And we get something like 3 degrees, was it? Was it about 3? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
It was 8.33.
8.33.
Yeah.
You knew there was a 3 in there.
I don't want to. Just pencils wrong.
Okay. So, but generally people, I was expecting lots more people to put a different angle for that.
Never mind. Just attention to detail.
Yeah, like 80 something. Because she did the wrong thing for inverse tan. She did 21,000 divided by 300, 3,075.
Now, do you
Oh, I
notice?
should have known that.